Prior to the famous turbomotive, in the 1920s the LMS experimented with another turbine engine, the Beyer-Ljungstrom engine, and in this video we'll be looking at how to build the Newman Miniatures model of this very engine. There are two parts of the engine, a boiler unit and a condensing unit with the turbine itself. Starting with this second part, most of the construction is just like other models in the range, the wheels slotting into place. There are, however, a couple of very small little variations. Firstly, there's two pieces of wire which need adding. There's a piece of pipework and there is a handrail. The holes for these are already provided. The wheels for this model come from the 08 class shunter, but the coupling rods are from the Farish Ginty. So it's simply a case of swapping the component parts over. The coupling rods might need very slight drilling out, but this is not a complex issue to achieve. The bogie similarly pins straight in place. What I recommend is gluing over the hole a small piece of plastic card and re-drilling the hole as far to the end of the bar as possible, just to prevent there from being any unnecessary movement of the part. With that done, the condensing section is complete. Turning to the boiler part, this is in two main sections to allow fitting of the motor. Now, most of this is again just like the condensing section. You can see in the image the wheels, the bogie, slotted in as is. The chassis, however, needs to be dismantled into its two main components, depicted here, and the lower section of this trial fitted into the body. Now it's very likely that small shims of plastic are going to be needed to make it the running board level. This is a simple enough process, and once this is done, remove the bottom part of the chassis and slot in place from above the motor itself and the top part. Then the bottom part can be reinserted, clipping it into place and holding the entire part firm. It's best to do this before adding weight, because that way you have the most space for fitting the motor. Afterwards, lead weight can be slotted into the tanks, a small bit slotted into the firebox on the boiler part, and if needed to retain balance, keep it level, a small part in the cab as well. Obviously, it's a case of balancing sufficient weight so you can haul a decent train versus preventing overexerting of the chassis. Once this is done, the boiler unit can be simply clipped in place, the cab roof glued on, small sprinkling of coal, and once the two parts are coupled together, a piece of brass as a coupling, the model is complete. I hope this has been useful, and I hope that you find the model of interest. Thank you for watching.